Okay, I just have a few minutes to do this because I don't want to sit here all day doing this. I'm in the middle of watching a movie. You know, I forgot how good Doritos really taste. Not that my fat ass needs it, but anyhow, I wanted to give you an update. I went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal, and you can tell by the look on my face. Ooh, yeah, it was a freaking yawn. First of all, I'm there. All right, look, I'm gonna be 42, right? And I'm there with my son. He's got mild autism, and he's 12. They don't recommend it for people, kids under 13. Yeah, okay. And I'm there with my parents who are in their 70s. They couldn't scare anyone, first of all. And I'm so disappointed. Anybody who is a fan, like I am, of The Walking Dead, would be extremely disappointed with the job they did. They wore masks on their faces and didn't even bother. I mean, it was bad enough they wore masks. They didn't even use any real good makeup. The YouTube is so deceiving. They show all this makeup they do. They don't do any of that. They have these people walking around with a rubber intestine and going, they don't do that in the movie. They don't walk like that. They don't behave they don't just, the way they were walking around was not creepy. It wasn't scary. It was stupid. And you had like a few people, these young teenage girls, some of them were screaming, those are just the ones that are screaming at anything. I mean, you could turn it. The only thing that was scared my son was me that whole night, because we were walking in the beginning through the park, and without him knowing it, he's just looking around. I just turned around and I just went, ah! I think I scared a couple of people at the same time. He screamed, oh my God. That was as scared as he got out of the whole park. I said, okay, now that I got that out of your system, so let's go. And we went there, and it was extremely disappointing. Very disappointing. They kept trying to scare my mother. It was not working. She looked at them and she was like, they had masks on, and you can see they didn't even bother to paint under the eyes or make up their necks. The mask came up to here, so you could see the difference in the color of the mask and their face. It was so stupid. They didn't even bother to get neck-length masks. So at least when they put the clothing over it, at least it covered the whole thing. You could see clearly how fake it was. The acting was terrible. They weren't out walking or moaning or any kind of... They were just jumping around in people's faces. It was so stupid. I mean, it was so stupid it was funny. That's how stupid it was. I was very disappointed. And then when you were, and that's just on the outside. When you go on the inside, I mean, they had a couple of corpses there, but nothing that you couldn't buy yourself and put on your lawn, or probably make yourself. So that was really disappointing. We went into one more house that actually was better than that one. It was dead end. And because of the confined space, it's easier to scare somebody. And it was darker, and because you really have nowhere to turn. You can't really see what's going on when you're that close. When something pops out at you, you can't really get away from. So it's more it's a better setup. But the makeup was terrible. It was just awful. I was so disappointed. I expected them to at least be in full makeup, better appliances applied to the face. If you're going to bother, make an extra effort to put the appliances on. I know amateurs that can do that a better job than that do it for themselves. You could buy that stuff and put appliances on yourself. They didn't even need that much. If they were doing their regular face, they just would need it in certain areas, like at the cheeks and stuff. They could just put some appliances here, and then, with good makeup skills, you could have anybody make somebody look like they were dead or bleeding or have something coming out of their neck or something like that. It was terrible. It was terrible. Not scary. Busch Gardens is way, way scarier, and I don't scare at all. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you, it's much better. Don't waste the money. Do not go. If you're going to bother, go to Busch Gardens if you're going to go to something like that. Don't spend. It's cheaper. It's scarier, and there's a lot of roller coasters and rides there also for you. So I mean, like I said, I would not ever do that again. Somebody told me it wasn't that good. It was a relative a long time ago, very long time ago, that they had been to both, and Busch Gardens was better. And that was when Budweiser owned Busch Gardens, and they did a phenomenal job. After that, it wasn't as good, but they're still better. So I just to let you know that I don't know how AMC would even allow it. I think if they saw what they were doing in Orlando, they would be very disappointed. It was sick. It was sickening. It was like, I couldn't believe I was so excited and so worked up from all the hype that they put on the computer, that they put on about it. And I expected to be the way it was in the movie. They had no photo opportunities. You weren't allowed to use your camera, which really ticked me off. Because how could you have something that so many people follow and so many people love and not have photo opportunities? There were so many different ways they could have made money on photo opportunities. First of all, they could have put some props there and had people taking the pictures and have you buy them. The other way they could have had is a green screen. And they could have had people with different backgrounds of the clips from The Walking Dead with the characters in it, and then have your faces superimposed on those same characters. That would have been awesome. I would have bought something like that. And you could have just had different types of. They did that at in Clearwater's aquarium. I think they did something like that. They did different background pictures and stuff. But they can do that with your face. They can put your face on any character's head. And they know, if it's the little kid, if it's this, it's that, who to put, if it's a girl, if it's a guy. If it's only two people, they could have got a whole bunch of backgrounds and figured out how many people were in the group and who was going to be what, and then maybe took one or two different pictures and then giving you a ticket to go see about having you be a part of that. And they could have had photo ops. They could have had a cage with real good makeup dead people and there with you taking pictures in front of it. They should have had stuff like that. They didn't. You walked through it. It was not scary. Very disappointing. They could have did a better job. And not to allow people to, especially the fans, to go and it's a one-time thing to do that, to get photos, and no, this is unacceptable. So it's a huge thumbs down from somebody who's made props and done makeup and hosted events, big events, and scared the heck out of a lot of people several times in my life. Let me tell you something. I'm probably one of the most people not afraid of anything. I can't scare the shit out of anybody. Once I find out how I can scare you, that's it. There's always a way. So, with that said, Mickey's not so scary Halloween party was actually much better. We had a great time. It was fantastic. I didn't think it was going to be as fun as it was, but it was even funner at night than it is any of the daytime times we had gone. The weather was beautiful. It was cool outside. It wasn't like steamy hot. No waiting on any lines. Everybody was so busy watching the first parade that you didn't have to wait. If you don't bother watching the first, because there's two parades. There's one when the Headless Horseman's supposed to come out. We didn't see it. We missed it. Not a big deal, because we got to go on all the open rides, like the Pirates of the Caribbean. We skipped the Jungle Cruise because everybody ran to that first. The Pirates of the Caribbean. We went to Peter Pan, and anybody who's ever gone regularly to Magic Kingdom knows that the Peter Pan ride can be over an hour at times. And the Winnie the Pooh, not even 10 minutes. Not even. Each ride. Space Mountain, way over an hour. Way over an hour wait. Everybody knows it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes we got on it. It was like, I told him, this is going to be like the first and last time you're ever going to get this opportunity. I told my son, and he really didn't want to go on it at first, but then he was like, oh, this is cool. I didn't realize how cool this was. So he thought it was going to be really scary. And of course, me being his mother gets him out of that, because I do nothing but try to scare him. So and he gets used to it. But I will tell you, it was fantastic. Then we got on all the rides. They had all these long lines for kids getting candy. I was like, oh, please. We had these little bags. It was really cool because it had Frankenweenie on it. And I had a Halloween bag for him. And we went to some areas and got candy that was really quick and easy, which was cool. But we went to, on Twitter, I have some photos and pictures of some of the stuff that we did. And it was just a lot of fun. And then we watched the last parade. We actually went to get something to eat. I had a couple of hot dogs, and my son had this huge vanilla ice cream thing that he didn't even finish. And then when we went outside, we waited for the next parade to come through, which was nice. It was nice to see. My son liked it a lot. And I took some photos. And that was it. I mean, we left after that. It wasn't that crowded to get out. you know, because everybody had left after. Because what they did is they had the fireworks, and then they had the last parade. So you got to see the fireworks first, then you got to see the last parade, and everybody was gone after that. So it was really, really empty. It was not that bad at all. So I really recommend doing that, no matter what age you are. If you like going on rides and stuff like that, if you like the old Magic Kingdom stuff, I suggest going to that one. That park was awesome. So, okay, and pretty much that was it. I mean, we went to Downtown Disney the first night. You know, we relaxed because we knew we were going to do a lot of walking. My feet have been killing me lately, like really, really bad. I have to go to the doctor to find out what I got bone spurs probably on the bottom of them. Who the hell knows? But that's pretty much it. So far, everything's cool. We decorated, like I said, the inside of the house, not the outside, because of the dopey neighbors. But I got some Doritos. Let me start on them this weekend, I said, because I want them gone after Halloween, because we're gonna have a little thing where we're just gonna sit around and watch movies, and I'm gonna get some like Papa John's pizza and wings. And I had gotten, I haven't had Doritos since, I don't even know when. Not that I need it, because I don't need a Dorito, believe me. But I just wanted to celebrate more, so, while this Halloween is going on. And I was awesome. I was just picking on the Doritos. I was like, oh my God, I forgot how much I love Doritos. They had the cheesy cheese and the Cool Ranch, and they both are really, really good. So I was actually going and watching TV right now and picking on that and having a little bit of pumpkin spice stuff in my coffee because I need to stay awake. So I did that, and I'm actually doing that right now. And that's it. Actually, I just hope everybody has a happy Halloween, because I probably won't talk to you till around Thanksgiving. But that was just a real big warning about AMC's Walking Dead. Love the series. Love it, love it, love it. I watch it regularly, but what they did at Halloween Horror Nights in Universal Orlando sucked. So, and that's my closing statement. And I am not changing my story. Anyway, I hope everybody has a happy Halloween. And that's it. And could you imagine? I take a picture. I finally got my mother to take a picture. You know the beginning they do have the only thing that's really cool is that they have the door and you have these rubber hands hanging out. That's supposed to be the dead people at the beginning scene in the AMC. So I quickly, because there was people behind us, to go into the place. I said, Ma, take the camera quick. I wanted to hold the door closed. So I'm making this really, because my face is getting fat. So I'm making this really sick face as I'm turning around. I'm like, like this. And she says, stop photoshopping the pictures. You look terrible. I'm like, well, my face is like huge, in the picture. And I don't have Photoshop. She keeps thinking I'm fixing up the picture. I'm like, and you can't really fix that up. The only thing you could do is enhance the color. And I don't have Photoshop. I keep telling her that. She goes, yeah, you fix it. She goes, you look terrible. I said, I know I look terrible. I'm screaming. My face looks like a pumpkin. It's heavy. I'm turning my neck. I got a double chin. What's the matter with you? And she didn't bother to scroll it, so she couldn't see. My son was in the picture also, but it's on Twitter. And you'll see what I mean. And she's like insisting. She's like, stop fixing up the pictures. You look terrible. I was like, I'm not that. I was like, of all the ones I don't fix up, I said, that's the one I look natural in. And you're telling me I look terrible. I said, thanks a lot. But this is the way I look, so I can't enhance or fix this, this video. So this is how I look. So either I will look terrible or I don't. But that's it. And I just hope everybody, like I said, has a happy Halloween. And I think I probably talked to you before Thanksgiving. I don't know. And if not, have a happy Thanksgiving. But I'm sure I will. So I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.